Welcome to the Cryptonomatron, guys. Thanks for joining me today again. In this video, I'm going to be looking at airdrops. Are they really worth it, or are they just a waste of time? Well, stay tuned and we'll find out. But if this is your first time here and you want to know more about airdrops, ICOs, cryptocurrency in general, then click on that subscribe button and click on that bell notification icon and you'll get notified as soon as I upload new content and whenever I go live. Thanks for doing that, guys. Let's get on and let's have a look at airdrops. So in this video, we'll take a look at a couple of current airdrops just to get a gauge and a measure of the actual quality of the projects and see whether it's actually worth bothering to sign up for these airdrops and why people have airdrops, why projects have airdrops in the first place. Obviously, there's a lot more money to be made running an ICO, so why don't the project teams just have an ICO? If the project's good on merit, then a lot of people will invest in it. At least you'd think so. So why would they bother actually giving away free tokens? It just seems counterproductive. Okay, well, nothing in life is free, and you've probably realized now you're going to have to do something to get these tokens, and the tokens you get, it's not going to be a lot of money, at least not initially. Now, there's always a catch to everything, and of course, signing up for airdrops is no different. You have to follow their Telegram or join their Telegram group, Discord group, have to share their posts on Facebook or even Twitter as well. Now, it can be construed as a bit spammy, and that's why I tend not to do many airdrop retweets or anything, because people don't like to follow guys that or users that are just spamming the platform. If they want to sign up for airdrops, they'll normally follow an airdrop channel, an airdrop Twitter account, or an airdrop Facebook page to get the information. And there's also a couple of websites, and we'll look at those in a minute, that offer information on airdrops and actually advertise airdrops as well. So they're not really free. You're actually, marketing for them essentially, much like an ICO has a bounty campaign, and you have to retweet their tweets, share their social media. That's exactly what you're doing for airdrops. So, in terms of successful projects, I mentioned Ontology. Also, EXRN chain was incredibly successful. It actually went up 15,000%, and some of the token holders that got the free tokens in the airdrop found their tokens were worth $1,500. That's just quite incredible. Now, why do platforms and why do projects choose to go down the route of an airdrop instead of an ICO? Well, there's a couple of reasons. One of them is that it may work out cheaper in terms of their overall total token supply. Some projects only allocate 10 to 20% of token supply to the airdrops, and they reach out to thousands and upon thousands of social media users, and it builds them a base of a community to move forward with their project. EXRN chain is actually quite a good example. I'll leave a link to the video that I did on them up there. It's got some interesting concepts. Again, if you do hunt around the airdrops, I think you can find some ones that are actually pretty good value and actually have some good ideas, unique ideas, and interesting concepts as well. So other platforms will offer up to 70 or 80% of the token share because they want the decentralized network, basically. They want as many people as possible to have the tokens because they know that having a decentralized supply there's less chance of basically 51% attacks and other denial of service attacks, etc. So it makes the project a little bit more secure. So do remember here that projects of this nature, especially EXRN chain, they're few and far between. I would imagine that most airdrops will actually fail, and the projects not really have the incentive to continue on with development as well. There are a lot of projects out there raising a lot of money, so airdrops are less of or more of a risk, I should say, than running an ICO, believe it or not. Now, the other thing a lot of projects do is actually ask for donations. Now, this can prove very, very lucrative indeed. If you actually donate to the project and amass quite a few tokens, then if it goes to big gains, then you can benefit tremendously from that. But it's also a higher risk as well, because there's no guarantee the project's going to continue to implement. And as I mentioned, developers may lose interest if the project isn't going anywhere, they're not making any money. So how does it really compare in terms of airdrops versus ICOs? Well, ICOs, they do require a lot more investment. you have to really pick your ICOs carefully these days, especially with more competition out there. And ICOs aren't really being overwhelmingly successful at the moment. More and more cryptos are coming onto the market. There seems to be a deluge of cryptocurrencies at the moment, with, you know, up to 15 getting added on CoinMarketCap every day. Difficult to know which ones to choose from, and a lot of scams as well. And airdrops are no different. There are a lot of scams in the airdrop field as well. But airdrops are less of a risk. Again, all you're really donating is a little bit of your time, and you know, perhaps you want to donate to them as well, to the dev team. So a little bit of money, a lot less than you would probably spend on an ICO. So, you know, they're more of a way to get residual income. If you sign up to 3 or 4 airdrops every day, indeed, if there's that many that you want to sign up for, if you believe in the projects, then in the future, these could be potentially quite lucrative. As I've mentioned, EXRN chain did a 15,000% rise, and Ontology went up tremendously as well. So there is potential there, but you have to be, again, aware of the risks when you're going into these things. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple of the websites that you can sign up for these airdrops then. And they're quite useful because you don't have to do the homework on Twitter or anything else yourself. You just visit the website, look at the new airdrops, latest airdrops, and there's one here for FTW. It tells you the value, and then you click on it to sign up. And I've already signed up for a couple just to see the experience of this website, and it is pretty good. It's nice and, you know, easy to read. It's laid out well. As you can see, it's got a link down here to go to the airdrop, so you can go straight there and perform all the tasks that you want to do. Tells you the value and the tokens that you're going to get for every claim that you do as well. And you know, there's normally an additional amount of tokens to be earned by performing additional tasks like referral links and perhaps joining other social media platforms, or even logging into their you know, dashboard every day for a week or a month or something like that. So there's always extra tokens that you can make, and therefore extra money as well. And some of the projects actually do look fairly decent. So this is another decent website that I found, Airdrop Land. Again, all the links will be in the description below, including the links to the airdrops with my referrals that I'm going to explain to you a bit later on. So some of the projects you may recognize here, there's Epiphany. We'll talk about that in a second. It's actually an NEP5 token on the Neo platform. There's a couple that you might have heard of before as well, Blockport. So you can sign up, complete social tasks to earn BPT tokens. It's already been listed on CoinMarketCap, and it looks like an interesting project to follow as well. Another one I noticed here was Elf. Again, another project that is quite well known. And again, there's a lot of resources on this website too. It's quite clean, nicely set up as well. So can you actually make a living out of airdrops? Well, that is debatable. I think you'd have to do it in combination with other things. And, you know, you'd have to be very, very committed on social media, sharing the, you know, the links, the referral links and everything to actually make any significant money. However, if you sign up for nearly every single one and just hold on, and you know, you're a bit of a social media guru, then you could probably earn a reasonable income in the medium to longer term once the projects actually launch, and once they actually come to fruition and they have some actual value. Now, one that I noticed while I was signing up for another couple was this Epiphany. Very, very interesting project, decentralized cryptocurrency exchange on Neo, so it'll be an NEP5 token. It looks very, very cool. You can actually earn revenue from using it as well. So if you hold the tokens, you'll be able to make money or make more tokens. There are rewards as well that you can sign up for, and you know, it's very much like an ICO in terms of how the actual website is presented. It's very professionally presented, as you can see from the thing whizzing around behind my head here. There is a total distribution of 500 million of the EPN tokens, which will be given out to investment banks, fintech companies and early investors. But you can grab some by signing up for this this airdrop. So the Epiphany white paper reads, a lot better than a lot of the ICO white papers that I've read through recently. So if you're of the misguided opinion that airdrops aren't worth your while looking at, think again, guys. There are quite a few decent projects that are airdropping for whatever reason, as I mentioned before, either to market or actually to have a more decentralized infrastructure. There are a few that are worth looking at. And again, Epiphany, I think it certainly is one. And to be honest, now that I've actually had a proper look at the white paper and through all the material, I might actually do a separate video on it, because it really has got a lot of substance to it. Now, they're not the only ones. Again, those two airdrop websites that I referred to earlier, you know, they're an ideal resource for you to check out. Add your email to the subscription list, and then you'll get notified when new airdrops come along, and you can sign up quite easily that way. That's the way I'm doing it. And I'm going to participate in a few airdrops from now on. I really haven't been paying enough attention to most of them recently, and that's probably why I missed out on Ontology for the most part, and why I've missed out on a few of the other decent ones as well. So again, nothing ventured, nothing gained. You can see, I'm scrolling through the white paper here, you can actually see the quality of it. It's 82 pages long. So they've really put a lot of effort into this project. It just isn't a fly-by-night project. And don't make the mistake of thinking that ICOs, because they are backed by venture capital firms and they're trying to raise significant amount of money, that they're somehow better than the airdrops. That is probably something that and a foolish notion you should maybe rid yourself of now. So let's sign up for one of these airdrops to see how it's going to work. So let's do this AVINOC. It's at the top. The tokens seem to be worth $385. So we'll take a go at that one, I think. Could be the most lucrative. Okay, it's an aviation blockchain. Again, you know, a very impressive website. Looks pretty cool. Sign in for your airdrop. So the airdrop's counting down, and they're going to drop bonus points totaling $1.5 million. So again, there will be things that we'll have to complete. So let's see, how do we log in here? Okay, signing in. Right, so I don't think it's, oh right, okay, so you've got to sign in with your social media accounts. All right, we'll sign in with Twitter then to see how easy that's going to be. I might have to authorize it as usual. All right, taking me back to the application, and should be complete, I think. And there we are. It's given me 597 points with another 9 pending tasks to achieve. I guess we just go back down. It's got a dashboard, it's got a referral link, so I'll leave that below as well, guys. So again, I appreciate you using my referral links if you're gonna. I'm not forcing you to. There we are. It's recognized me as the Cryptonomatron. That's pretty cool. So most of them are like this. Most of them are fairly easy. They're pretty much hassle-free. You know, so I'm going to dedicate maybe 5 minutes of my time every day just to sign up for a couple, just to see where they go. You know, like I said, nothing ventured, nothing gained here, guys. So in general, there's 3 types of airdrops. There are bounty airdrops, which basically you just become part of the marketing team, share their material on Twitter, Facebook, etc., fulfill the tasks, and then you get some tokens. There are holder airdrops as well, so you have to actually hold some related tokens to get the airdrop. So for example, you have to have X amount of Ethereum to qualify for X amount of the airdrop token. And then you've got forked airdrops as well. So when a blockchain forks, it might split into 2 separate chains. And to get this kind of airdrop, you have to hold the original chain coin. So the most famous one I can remember would probably be Bitcoin Cash on Bitcoin. Alrighty, so what are my rules for participating in airdrops then? Well, the first thing is you've got to check out the project thoroughly. First, have a look at it, see whether it's legitimate, it stands up to scrutiny. Now, some of the projects that I've mentioned today are actually pretty good and worth probably keeping an eye on for the future, especially Epiphany, the decentralized exchange. You don't pay for an airdrop, guys. Don't ever send any crypto in. There's no point. Just get the free tokens. And if they do ask you to contribute, and if there is that option, then make sure you're very happy with the terms, the price of the tokens, and the project first as well. So, you know, look all over before FOMOing in and sending unnecessary amounts of crypto. The other thing is, don't ever share your private keys or your JSON files either. because you could get your wallet compromised and lose all your cryptocurrency, guys. So never ever share your private keys. Very important to remember that. And always use an alternate email as well. Don't use your personal email address. Don't use one that you sign up for ICOs or keep your exchange accounts on as well. Always use an alternate one. It's dead easy to sign up for a free Gmail address. So do that and use that when you're signing up for airdrops. Also, you might want to consider using an alternative Ethereum or Neo address as well, rather than your main wallet or even any wallet that you've got quite a substantial amount of cryptocurrency in, because these guys are collecting data, they're farming data, and they might sell that data on to other people. But it's always good to keep your cryptocurrency assets on the down low anyway. You don't really want people knowing about them, whomever they are. So it's good idea and best practice to use an alternate address for your airdrops. And also, be careful with airdrops asking for personal information. A lot of them ask for the phone number. So, you know, if you've got a disposable mobile phone, that's even better. And some of them even ask for KYC checks as well. Be very careful of that, guys. You're giving out personal information, and, that can lead to compromise. So be careful. So what do I like about airdrops? Well, the first thing is you get tokens for little effort. Retweeting a tweet or following a Twitter account or Facebook page isn't really that much of an effort these days. And you can always dedicate other social media accounts to doing that as well. Some of them could have potential to make large gains, such as EBTC, Stellar Lumens, EXRN Chain, and some others as well. Those would have netted you about $1,000 plus each if you had signed up for the airdrop. So not bad going for nothing. Now, they're usually Ethereum and Neo-based tokens, so handling them is pretty simple. Everybody's familiar, or should be familiar, with the wallet systems. Ethereum, obviously, with MetaMask and MyEther wallet, and Neo with the Neon wallet in particular, and the Next add-on for Chrome browser. So they could provide a very small residual income for people that are looking to do work at home or are involved in crypto full time. So, dedicating 10 to 15 minutes a day to this airdrop sign up is not really going to be the end of the world. And, it's very easily achievable. And as well, the ICO market is saturated at the moment. We're seeing a lot of projects actually moving towards issuing airdrops rather than ICOs. And as well, they can avoid the legal complications that ICOs bring along. If you give your tokens away for free, nobody can come at you for charging for them, can they? And the SEC is going after ICOs at the moment. So again, regulatory compliance is a concern. And good projects that airdrop, they want real communities behind them and decentralization. And note, I said good projects, projects that are actually legitimate. When they perform airdrops, they're actually wanting the benefit of the community and the benefit of the decentralization, not just marketing. The other thing I like is they bring off-the-radar projects to my attention. A lot of projects I would never have heard of. Epiphany is one. They bring them to my attention and they give me the opportunity to look at them and get involved with them at a very, very early stage as well. So they have the potential to give you the opportunity to become an early supporter or even an adopter of that crypto. So what don't I like about airdrops? Well, there's a few things. The first one is the potential for scams. Again, if you're sending your info to anybody, then it's, the potential there to get ripped off or whatever is ever present, and you have to be vigilant. Data leakage as well through either hacks or even the company selling on your data. They might just be, doing an airdrop to data mine. And then, your data gets compromised in that way. The other thing is they really do have a poor reputation. Airdrops, they're regarded as sort of poor man's way to earn crypto. You can't trade. You're not a good investor. Then you sort of fall back on the airdrops to get free tokens. It's maybe not that deserved a reputation, but nonetheless, they do have a poor rep. Also, the spammy nature of many of the tasks involved. Again, if you've got social media accounts like I do, I try to get social media followers so I can get people to come on this channel and follow me here, and that helps my channel grow. But if I keep spamming Twitter or Facebook with airdrop retweets or whatever, then a lot of people are going to unfollow me, and it's going to hurt my social media standing as well, and potentially my reputation as well. And with these projects launching airdrops, there's a large potential for project failures as well. Again, you know, a lot of airdrops will fail, guys. I think even ICOs fail. A large percentage of projects that conduct ICOs do go on to fail, and the potential here is for project failures to be a very high percentage of the ones that have airdrops. Now, if you decide to contribute to them, you could incur losses. As I said, if you if you're canny, which means clever in Scottish with money, then you could potentially make some decent returns on contributing to certain airdrop projects. But if you do contribute to them, there's always the risk that you could incur heavy losses as well. So again, got to be careful, guys, and do your research first before sending any crypto. And I think to be successful here, you need what's called a scattergun approach. So you basically need to just do all of them and sign up for as many as you possibly can, but only contribute to the ones that you've done your research on. And again, only complete all of the tasks. If you've got any sort of reservations at all, only complete all of the tasks on the ones that you're 100% sure on. And I think, and if you are doing it as a spare source of residual income, then you will have to spend time on this, because you'll have to have a lot of time to go through all the different airdrops. There's loads of them coming out. You'll also have to have quite a large social media following to be successful, because a lot of them actually give you higher bonuses if you have a lot of referrals, or you have a lot of people following you on Twitter or on your YouTube channel or wherever. So that also counts as well, and it will help your success the more followers you've got. So again, you might have to dedicate quite a lot of your time to building up your followers on different social media channels. And the last thing, you might have to hold tokens that you don't want. To qualify for certain airdrops, the holder airdrops, you have to actually hold some cryptocurrency already to get the related tokens. So you might have to hold on to Ethereum and or EOS or another cryptocurrency that you don't really want to hold on to. You might want to use it to spend or go into ICOs with. So that might be a negative as well. So there you go, guys, just a quick look at airdrops, what they're all about and what's on offer. We've seen a couple of fairly decent projects today, I think, and it's definitely worth doing them. If you've got a spare 10-15 minutes every day in front of your computer, why not sign up for them? I'm doing it, and it may help you get some residual income. It may help you get into some projects that you would not have seen otherwise, and it may also have some decent returns in a few months' time, much like Stellar Lumens or EXRN chain provided for those that received the airdrops on those projects. So there it is. If you like the video, give us a like. If you're not already, subscribe to the channel and click on that bell notification icon, and you'll get notified when I upload new content. I'll be back later on today with another video. I'm going to have a look at Block Square. It's gone on the exchanges now, so I was an ambassador for that project, so I think I'll come back and revisit it, just look at how it's doing and what's happened. I look at the circulating supply, etc. And then tomorrow, I think it's going to be another ICO review, as per usual. you don't need to guess at that. I do quite a few ICO reviews. All right, thanks for joining me today, guys. Appreciate it, as always. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you later on.